Cleveland's police chief has begged his city to understand that enough is enough. There's a baby girl just 5 months old, and she was the third child to die in the past month. She and her mother were caught in a drive-by on the way home from the grocery store.
In Statesville, desperate for answers tonight after a little girl was killed and 2 other children were hurt in a pair of drive-by shootings. This was breaking news at this time last night. 24 hours later, police say they need witnesses to come forward.
Charles, Chicago police say one of their officers took Jocelyn Adams out of the car and gave her CPR in the back of an SUV as another officer raced to the nearest hospital last night. It was not enough to save her, but her family says tonight they've personally thanked that officer.
It's that her last moments were so very ordinary, so relatable.
I was in this drive-thru last Thursday with my child getting chicken nuggets.
We could have been in the drive-thru line when this happened.
Strangers, friends, family, educators, and activists have gathered across the world countless times to put an end to violence. Dropping off stuffed animals, balloon releases, candle lighting, and rioting is becoming routine in our community, and we don't want to normalize it. But not even weeks into the new year, 2 young girls were tragically murdered in the crossfire of drive-bys. Brexialee, a 6th grade student at Syracuse STEM, was shot while simply getting milk from a nearby store in New York. Kayla Walker, miles away in Detroit, was shot while playing Uno in the house with her siblings. Both young girls had their promising lives taken away from them, and today there hasn't been any arrest in their cases. Kayla Lynn Walker was 16 years old and lived in Detroit, Michigan. Kayla was described as a beautiful person. She was sweet, joyful, kind, with a loving spirit. Kayla loved school, and she enjoyed everything about learning new things. The teen even worked at a local fast food restaurant to start building her own finances and to learn to be dependable and responsible, reports stated. She was a young girl who liked adventure and loved exploring those adventures with her friends and family.
Baby, you don't know what you do to me. Between me and you, I feel a chemistry. I won't let no one come and take your place. Cause the love you give, it can't be replaced. So no one else can do like you do. That's why I spend my life with you. I wanna please you any way I can. I wanna share my world, don't you understand? Your love is a one in a million. It goes on and on.
Kayla had a bond with them all that was deemed unbreakable. Brexialee Torres was 11 years old and was deeply admired by her friends and family as well. She lived in Syracuse, New York, and was described by most as smart, sweet, and kind-hearted. Brexialee was a 6th grade student, and her school principal said she was the model student.
She was so bubbly and so like gung-ho. Like, she made her posters and she went around to all the teachers and she pitched, you know, why she should be the 6th grade president. I mean, and she was just all into it. She always, you know, all my coworkers, I teach science, would say that, you know, she's just a great kid who's coming up. So she's beautiful, beautiful soul. She will be missed.
Brexialee was referred to as the hall monitor of her class because she always uplifted her classmates. Sadly, both girls' friends and family have been left in complete despair and needs their community's help. Just weeks into the new year, both adored girls were murdered during drive-bys in their states, and no one has been arrested.
Heartache and pain as a devastated mother cries for her 16-year-old daughter who was shot at her father's home last week.
It's a nightmare.
Kayla's mom says a phone call from her 14-year-old alerted her to the trouble.
She started screaming and said,
Kayla had got shot.
On January 6, 2023, according to reports, Kayla and her siblings were relaxing, playing Uno inside a Detroit home. The five, between the ages of 7 and 16, were home alone while their father was at work when someone shot at the house around 12:30 a.m. By the time help could arrive, Kayla was already deceased. Police are looking into possible motives, including an alleged confrontation that may have happened at the teen's school before the holiday break.
We're looking at every angle, every aspect, including perhaps some confrontations that may have happened at her school before school let out for the holiday break.
Police did not elaborate or go into further detail about the prior incident, but most allege that had nothing to do with this situation.
She had not physically been at Mumford for about 3 or 4 months because there was an altercation months ago. So I wouldn't connect those two. I mean, I don't know. I just want justice to be served, you know. I want them to pay for what they did. We need some relief, you know. It's just one less thing to have to worry about because it's a lot of things right now to worry about. It's like these young kids out here, they don't care about you or themselves. They don't have any remorse. They don't have any regard for who they hurt because they don't care if they lose their own lives. It's like you or me.
Police said they identified a white SUV as a suspect vehicle and they will continue to search for video from neighbors.
We have a suspect vehicle described as a white SUV. That's all we have at this time. We are combing the area, pulling video assets, talking to witnesses, and talking to neighbors as well. We're going to relentlessly pursue these folks, get them off the street, lock them up.
Authorities are actively investigating, and anyone with information is asked to contact their local authorities. Miles away in New York City, another drive-by incident took place. On January 16, 2023, Brexialee was walking home with a gallon of milk for her family from a nearby corner store when she was shot in the midsection.
And if I get a little testy here, it's because I am upset by this one. She's walking home from getting milk, coming home for milk for her family, and she gets shot. So I would like to see some tips come in that are anonymous. I don't care how they come in.
A 19-year-old male, who police speculated was the target of the incident, was also shot in the leg and is currently in stable condition. Police did not confirm why the 19-year-old was shot. However, they said the teen has been answering detectives' questions.
Is the city at the point where a mom or dad has to worry about their child being safe when going that short distance to get a gallon of milk?
Yeah, I think anyone that is a mom or dad never stops thinking about the safety of their children. And depending on where you live in this community, some people feel safer than others, but I've said from the beginning that my job will not be done until everyone feels safe in this city, no matter where they are.
Today, the chief is pleading with community members to step forward with any tips that can help solve this crime. They urge anyone with information to contact them or their local authorities. At this time, there are no further details on either story. Family, friends, and community members both gathered in the name of Brexialee and Kayla. Both families are hoping that justice will be served in their case.
It's not really the same anymore because she's not there. It's like, is she really gone or is it not around? Because I don't think that it was time for her to go. We're all gonna miss her.
We are tired of living under hostage. That we cannot send our children outside and we cannot walk and go to the park. We cannot pay. You have to get tired of it and take back your community. Take it back.
She's our blood baby, but that's our baby.
That's a fact.
Enough is enough.
That's right.
Wherever you hiding, come on out of hiding. And if you know who he is, I suggest you get it off your conscience and let somebody know. And it only goes on if you allow it. If you don't say nothing, it'll continue to happen.
Some of you guys know I've been a school counselor for K through 12 in the Black and Brown community for a while. Stories like this really get to me. I will continue to keep their friends and family in my thoughts and prayers at this time. I hope that justice is served in this case. You guys, let me know your thoughts and your opinions about this. Let's please respect the victim and the victims. These are two young girls who have family members that actually watch my channel. Let's stay safe and let's stay aware. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys dearly. And with that being said, don't forget to check on your loved ones.